good, y'all? It's your boy Just B, and welcome back to another episode of the Just B Show. Now, before we start, I gotta say this, y'all. It just hit my phone right now, and I'm super excited. And I'm actually glad that Tiffany Blackmon is on here with me to be able to celebrate this milestone that I hit on the show, y'all. Y'all seen I posted, and I was trying to get up to 1,000 followers, y'all. I just looked, and we reached 1,000 followers. So, number one, I want to say thank you to everybody that tunes in and supports me and what I do. It's appreciated. I'm super humble. I'm thank you. It's a blessing. But today, I need all the ladies to tap in. I need all the men to tap in, but I need fellas. I need you to listen, pay attention, and understand some things today. On the bottom of this flyer, it says, come out wherever you are. I want y'all to remember that, because at the end of this, you will totally understand why I chose that as the caption for this episode. But in the meantime, in between time, I want to introduce you to the Queen, Tiffany Blackmon, the Christian author. How you doing, Queen?
I'm wonderful. I'm well.
That's good. Where you at? What city and state?
I'm here in Hendersonville, Tennessee.
Okay. I ain't never been out there. I don't think I ever been to Tennessee. Let me think. Nope. I never been out there. How's the weather out there?
Actually, it's pretty cool. Cool. This morning it was like 38 degrees. Got up to in the 50s. But it's dropping. It's dropping as we're speaking right now. So. Oh no! See, I got the sweat on, and I'm in Vegas, and it's like when it get like under 60, I'll be like, okay, let me put this fur on real quick. Oh yes.
That's awesome. So, as far as what we know so far, you're a Christian author.
I am.
But tell us a little bit more about who you are as of 2020.
All right. Of course, you introduced me as Tiffany Blackmon, so I'm married to Gregory Blackmon. We've been married going on now for approximately 5 years. We're moving that fast. That's my king. I have 3 beautiful children, biologically mine, and I also have 3 bonus babies that's mine as well, with 2 beautiful grandchildren. Okay,
you a grandma?
Huh?
Girl, you look good for a grandma. Go ahead with your bad self.
I'll take it.
That's what I'm talking about. Yeah, that's beautiful, man. Family is everything. Family is definitely everything, yo. If anybody out there that's watching, if y'all are grandmas or grandpas, put it in the comments. We want to know. We want to celebrate y'all too.
That's right.
I'm telling you, sure. You know, we don't crack around here. You know how that. So, a Christian author.
Yes.
What's the difference between a regular author and a Christian author?
I would say that a Christian author have their standards and their basis, their foundation on Christian principles.
Okay.
Biblically. That's what I would say. Totally against what traditional that the world has taken on traditionally. Mm-hmm. That's how I feel it. We are people that get back to the basis of not conforming to what the world do, the world system. We're not from this place. We just sojourners through this place, if you get what I'm saying. We're not from here. We're just coming through on assignment to get back to.
Yeah, I like that. And I definitely agree with that. You know, there's a reason, a season, and a lesson.
That's right.
Yeah, so I definitely understand. So if you guys are just tuning in, do me a favor, share this video, start a watch party if you know how to do it. If you don't, just engage. You can like, comment, it'll come up on the screen, you know, whatever you need to do. But we want to bring the maximum exposure to this video here. It's going to be a special one, y'all. On this flyer, in the background of you and I, there's a little girl hiding behind a tree.
Okay.
So what I need you to do is just tell me, like, what type of, as a little child like that, what type of fun things did you used to do as a child?
You have to know my family. My family, I have a great family. I came from a great grandmother, my mother's mom, and my grandfather, which is my mother's father, married. So we have bases, we have fundamentals of being wedded without being like a broken family, if you will. And so back there in what we would call the county line road, it's country in Mississippi. Love it. I love my hometown, Mississippi. It was a safe place. My grandfather and my grandmother welcomed everybody. They helped everybody. If you mentioned the Miller family, chances is everybody knew who you were talking about. And they knew what the Miller family, when you were mentioning the Miller family around anyone, they knew it was just something great about their family. My grandfather, like I stated before, he helped so many people. My grandmother helped so many people. She was the homemaker. My grandfather was the one that went out and provided for his family.
Okay.
So it was safe. And as a young girl, the home was always filled with uncles, with some aunts that would visit. During the summer months, I would meet some of my cousins. But at the time when I was back there, my mom, she stayed there as well. And I have to mention this. I have a twin sister, my best friend, one of my best friends.
What's her name?
Her name is Tiffany Caldwell. Now she's married to my lovely brother-in-law.
Okay, I've been seeing her on the post.
Yes, that's her. That's one of my number one supporters. So I have to send a shout out to that girl. She's been by my side, and of course I would not do this without my husband. I have to make sure Greg know that he's the king around here. You know, have to do that for my king. But back to my childhood, it was safe. It was fun. I was around my cousins, my uncles, my mom, my grandparents. It was just wonderful back there on the county line road.
Cool. Did you have a lot of friends, or was it just mostly family?
It was just family. Most of the time, we had friends. What I consider friends, it would be people that was that we consider family, and so I would loosely say they were family. We hardly ever will put friend on it, but hey, we know that everybody's not out like in the bloodline,
right?
So we typically will put the title friend on them. You know what I mean? And so we would typically have friends to come down and visit. You know, that stayed a little sketch away from us because, like I said, we was down in the country, so
like 10 miles down the road.
You hear me? So they might be somewhere further down the road, like you just stated. So it wasn't like a neighbor right next door. It was further down the road.
Awesome. Before we continue, let me go ahead and jump on here because you definitely got some supporters. Of course, we got the beautiful, my sister as well, Zoe Davis. Woo woo. Shout out to Zoe Davis and all of her publishing. Zoe Life Publishing. She be doing that dang thing, girl. We proud of you. Yeah. Also, we want to throw up here Sheila Taylor Pearson. Look at my sister.
Yes, that's my friend, my apostle. Yes.
Awesome. And of course, we gotta put up that Tiffany.
You got to put her on the screen. Yes.
She's been liking and commenting and sharing, and I love it. That's beautiful.
Yes.
That's awesome, man. I'm proud of all of you guys. So you said, it was a close knit family. So were you close to your parents?
Yes. My mom, that's when I tell you, it couldn't have been a better mother.
Beautiful.
I always tell my mom, if I could be 50% of who she is, I'm 100%. So you tell me what that means.
Okay, that's what I'm talking about. If you could be 50%
of who she is, then it would equate to 100%.
Oh, she got it going on then.
Yes.
Yeah, that's a powerful woman. That's a powerful woman, man. Shout out to your mother. Shout out to your mother. Yeah.
And I will also, being a lady of the faith, I have to honor my father as well.
That's beautiful.
Without him, it won't be no Tiffany.
That's beautiful. That's what's up.
Hey,
well, we glad you're here. We glad you're here in the world. We sure do appreciate you.
Thank you.
So, on the Just Be Show, I like to ask questions. Of course, it's an interview style, a podcast show. I like to call it a show, not a podcast, really too much. But I just have a few questions to ask you.
Okay.
Questions towards your book, your life, things like that. Okay. If you're ready, I'm ready.
I'm ready.
All right. So come out wherever you are. Yeah. Let me say it the right way. Come out wherever you are.
That's it.
Tell us about the day that you played hide and seek when you were 3 or 4 years old.
All right, I can remember. It was a typical game that we would play. On the weekends, because mostly if you're in the school, because of course I wasn't in school at that particular time, we would come in the evening, grandfather getting off work, and it's news time, grandmother getting us fed, it's time to go to bed. So during a weekday, we weren't doing all that playing like that. You know what I mean? So on the weekends, the house will be a little more fuller because it's during the time when my grandfather and probably would have hogs, my grandmother fishing, or we having company coming in, buying parts from cars, because my grandfather he was like a jack of all trades. He took care of his family. Well, we'll have like the family friends to come over and visit the uncles or the cousins that's in town.
Okay.
And so that's how I was. So this particular day, God is so good, and I wouldn't do no justice if I didn't mention my Savior. And let me just get this out before I go into this. He's so good that he will keep me safe after this thing happened to me, to the point where it was like I had forgotten about it.
Okay.
He kept it safe for me so I can deal with life and not be destroyed early in life. That's how my father is. Even though what the enemy planned to do early on in my life to try to destroy me with an illegal entry that we'll talk about in a few minutes, my father was so good and is so good that he keep me safe. Okay. So later on in life is when it started showing me that this thing really did happen to me. Because think about it, at the age of 3, 4, 5, 6 even, you don't know nothing about that stuff.
Correct.
And then if it's from a friend, you know it's something different. But think about a 4 or 5-year-old. They don't know what's going on.
Right.
And sometimes they don't tell right away.
Right.
And that's what happened to me. What happened to me that day, I can remember. Now that in my adult years, Father gave it back to me the way it happened because I can handle it. And you know when he really gave it back to me, brother?
Tell me about it.
When I sat down to write sexual healing. That's when it all opened up, and it was so heavy on me until my husband had to embrace me. I had to tell him what was going on within me.
Right.
This woman that's about to be 40 years old in a couple of weeks broke down, like uncontrollably crying.
Right. Ooh, I know that feeling.
And so the people that's viewing might be like, why does she hold it so long? Why is she just not coming out with it?
Right.
Why did she tell her mom? You know what I can tell you? I really don't know. That's an honest answer. That's an honest answer. I really don't know. All I know is it's true.
Yeah. Tell them like it is, sister.
And it happened. So that particular day, I just wanted to release that. Because there's someone watching, 40, 50, 60 years old even, that they didn't tell a soul. And I'm talking to them right now. I know what you're going through.
That's beautiful.
I had to release at the right time so I can handle it.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. All right. So that day, my mom always dressed me and my twin in tip-top clothes. One, she knew how to sew. She knew how to sew clothes and things. So she kept us so pretty. Looking back at some of our childhood pictures, we were always pretty and we always dressed alike. Always dressed alike. And so we went outside to play this particular day. Most of the guys that was there, they were older than us. And when I say older, not like 1 or 2 years old. I mean 5, 6, 7 years older than us, or even older, because you got to remember, I have uncles and they're older than me. I have cousins and they're older than me, so they want our age, so to speak. All of them want our age, okay?
Okay.
And it wasn't bad that you would see a whole yard full of young guys or some girls, because like I said, our home was open to people.
Right.
That my grandmother trusted. Hear me well. My grandmother didn't have people in her yard she didn't trust.
Right. I'm
Because
telling you.
that's the kind of yard, that's the kind of parents that my grandparents were. They didn't welcome anybody that they thought would pose harm to their family. But
Right.
even in the middle of safety, the enemy will show up.
Say it again.
In the middle of what is deemed safe, he will show up with his ugly self. And that's what he did. We were playing, and the game of hide and seek came up.
Okay.
I would never forget it. And that's why I don't like children playing hide to go seek now. None of my nieces and nephews ever played that with me. Or my children. This particular day, I could remember we were so pretty. My sister and I had on some yellowish, orange looking color dresses. And the game of hide and seek came up. We go to hide.
Okay.
Me and my sister never get divided. We always together, even in our adult years right now. We always together.
Yeah, keep it like that.
This particular day, she won some other way to play, and I'm over here hiding, trying to get a safe spot. Because, we want to play with the big children.
Right.
I found this, my grandfather was like a farmer. He would have, like I told you before, he had all these different cars out in like we call it a junkyard.
Oh, yeah, I understand.
You understand what I'm saying?
I sure
come
do.
over and buy bits and pieces of tools and
different
type of parts to cars. So it's this big tire.
Okay.
I'm 3, 4, 5 years old, so I picked the tire because it seemed like it is big and I can hide.
Okay.
I remember getting behind it, and it seemed like it was a long time I didn't really hear anybody.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm thinking, nobody ain't found me.
Like you done got the best hot spot.
I got the best spot, in my mind, little mind. And here come the corporate. I could remember, he said, "Don't open your eyes." Me, little girl, okay. I remember him leaning me up against his tire.
Mm-hmm.
He said, "Don't open your eyes." And I felt wind underneath my dress at my backside.
Okay.
And then I felt pain.
Mm.
That's as vivid as I can give it to you. I felt pain. And it didn't go away right away. To me, it was a long time. But as a little child, a minute is a long time.
Right.
Okay. And I can remember him running away. He said, "Let me go so I won't get caught." But I'm thinking so he won't get caught by the person that's in charge of hide and go seek.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I had an urge to go to the restroom. I'm still standing there because I don't want to get caught. But I end up going in the house. Went to the bathroom. Come out. You get to know my grandmother's a great cook. She in the kitchen. She asked me, was I okay? Because she see I'm in the house early. My response, "Yes, ma'am." I went back outside and started back playing. That was it. But I had experienced pain before when I was taking a bath. Right. So I'm like, okay, this ain't nothing I need to tell because that didn't happen before, but not in that type way. But in my little mind, this pain is similar to that. So it's nothing I need to tell.
Right.
And I never voiced it. Never voiced it. Then I'm going to tell you this because it's not in the book, but I could tell you this. Then the next time that it came up again, I never was molested or raped, however you want to put the title, again. That was it. That was the only violation in that sense. Okay. That I didn't participate willingly. Later on up in life, I can remember that one of my uncle's girlfriend, I was really close to her. She took me to get my very first pap smear. Okay. And she was like a godmama to me. I think I was the age of 16, 17 years old. I was really close with her. She took me to get that done, and I'm just being raw and real, okay? So it can help someone. Like, how did she not tell all these years? When another inkling of something came back, and God reminded me of this last night at my rest, I remember that precious aunt of mine, godmother, took me to the doctor. And when the little nurse examined me, she asked me, had I been sexually active? And I told her, no, ma'am, because at the time I hadn't given my goodies up on in my own, saying, hey, I'm a willing party.
Right.
She said, yes, you have. I said, no, I haven't. She said, yes, you have. It's like she was telling me that she saw, me being a nurse now, I know that we can tell during an examination that something have taken place.
Right.
But when I was 16, I was like, why did she say that? But then God revealed to me, she knew that something had happened there. She probably thought you was just a lying teenager. But she knew
trying to cover it up.
Trying to cover it up. But she knew you had been touched. And she knew I had been touched because I had been touched.
Right.
Okay.
So at what, not to interrupt you, sister, but at what age did you willingly choose to have sex, if you don't mind me asking?
I don't mind telling you, I had graduated from high school.
Okay.
Got involved with the top basketball player. You got to know we were sheltered some, and I thank God for that we ain't out here just, I ended up doing my waywardness later on in life. But my mom didn't have us going everywhere. We were at home. We went to church. We got our schoolwork done, and we went to very few friends' houses. So I ended up having sex willingly the first time, scared, when I graduated from high school.
Got you. So do you think that with what happened to you as a young girl, as a toddler, shoot, before I continue, well, first of all, let me say, to anybody that's watching that has been through something like this, like, I don't expect you guys to admit it, but I really want y'all to pay attention that this happens to anybody. It can happen to women, men, of all ages. So don't take this story lightly. It's not a story, it's her truth.
It's true.
So don't take it lightly, and really consider, if you haven't already expressed what has happened in your past, it's probably a good time to express it. I can see it all over her face. I can feel her energy, that releasing it is going to give her the renewal.
Yes.
That she has longed for, and that's what she did in this book. So to continue what I was saying, do you feel like it made you promiscuous or timid, or what do you think?
I think a little timid. I think being touched wrong was one thing, but then being touched period unlocked the yearning to know what sex was all about. Think about it. Father made it so it could be enjoyable. True. He made it that you can enjoy with the opposite sex. He also made it that you enjoyed it with your created husband or wife. He didn't create sex. I feel like it's a gift. When you get the wife, you get the husband, then that's the gift he gives you, to enjoy each other intimately, not to be sitting around here with the blue card to just go and have sex. That's not how it was created.
Right. It's not a pass.
It's not a pass to do it, because you realize you have a body part and I have one. Let's go do the thing because we want to do it. That's not how it was created. Though later on in life, when I did it freely, I act like it was. And so when I talk to people, I'm not saying I'm better than anybody. But what I'm saying is, now that I have awakened, now that Father has gave me another chance to do it right, he said, go back and tell the people they can change too. That that redemption is here for you. We can't keep on. I always hear my pastor, which is my sister, she says, do not abuse the grace period. We always say his grace is sufficient, and it is. But when do you stop? When do you stop calling the electric company to say, can I get an extension? When you know you got the money and you haven't been doing right by it. After a period of time, you need to say, let me pay my bills, and I need to stop abusing the grace period. And that's the same way with your body. Or any other thing, in this case, we're talking about sex. At some point, you need to wake up and you need to say, I'm hurting the very heart of my creator at some point, and especially the believer. Now, the unbeliever, they looking at us, and if we're doing the craziness and doing stuff that's not right, guess what? They're going to be like, okay, I can ball out and do what I want to do too. It's a point when we have to wake up and do what's right. You know?
Yes.
But I had to come to that. I had to come to that realization too. And so, like I said, I'm not on here bashing anybody. My cry in the earth is to say, come out.
Yeah.
Come out.
I love it. So once you started, I kind of read this in the book. I think I took it the right way, but correct me if I'm wrong.
Okay.
So once you started having sex, you kind of use it to fill a void? That's kind of what sexual healing is, right?
That's exactly what it is. Because when you look at, I looked up when I got the revelation to even write sexual healing. I'm about to answer your question. I was sitting in the back of my home, and Father had been dealing with me on some things, and he said, I want you to tell my creation something to come out of that lifestyle. You the girl for the job. I said, what? And tell folks what I was doing? This good girl. Now I got to tell the folks.
Won't he do it though?
I got to tell the folks that think I've been a perfect girl. I got to go and tell these folks that I messed up. Me? He said, yeah, you. So, sexual healing. So it put me on the quest to see what sexual healing meant. Of course, Marvin Gaye's song that everybody be grooving to.
That's what I thought.
But guess what? He said, nah, not that one. That's a good cut for us. You know, the flash that like that, you know, when I get that feeling, you know, we ready to groove. But when he took me to look up what sexual healing meant, I said, oh God. And I wrote it down because I like to have my points over here. He said sexual healing is a treatment where a person's inner turmoil and emotional pain is healed by good, loving, romantic sex. I said, Lord, that sure ain't what I need. I'm trying to get out of this mess. So that ain't what sexual healing is, according to God. Sexual healing, according to God, is stop that. Matter of fact, don't participate if you haven't. But if you have, don't stop. Today is a good day, creation, to stop.
Yeah, hey, I totally understand. Cause you know what, and I'm transparent.
Yeah,
let's get that out there. Anybody that knows me for the most part know I'm transparent. Come on. I started young. You know, I ain't gonna tell the exact time. You know what I'm saying? They ain't everybody's business. Wait till the book drop. but I started young. And it helped like that as well. You know, I love Marvin Gaye's song. I love it. Yeah. But after reading your book is when I really understood the real meaning of it. And I realized, like, sheesh, you know, I might have used some sexual healing for some stuff too. Yeah. And you truly feel like that void, like that empty space is filled because you have somebody that you're able to share that companionship with for the moment. You know. But like you said, you know, it's better when it's your husband or your wife, that you can understand that it's not just for the moment, it's for life.
It's for life. It's for life. I know you touched on, was I trying to fill a void? I'm a talker. I talk. I love to talk.
Talk, girl, talk.
Let me tell you, trying to fill a void. With my oldest son's father, we're really good friends. He knew my family.
Okay.
My grandmother knew his mother. Good family. But that didn't make it right to be sexing.
Right.
Let's do it the right way. But he was a tall guy, got good grades, looked good on your arm, over 6 feet tall. All the girls liked him. So he told me, oh, I'm the girl. This girl that's green that don't know nothing. Me? The nerd? Because we had to get our schoolwork.
Right.
And so in so many ways, it's like I was trying to fit in. I was happy that I got the eyes of the superstar. I wanted to feel accepted, wanted to feel loved by the male. My father was not in my household.
Okay.
My grandfather was wonderful, but he passed away early on in my life. I had wonderful uncles, got some good uncles, but it still was a void there. And so when this guy come up on the scene, he's mine.
Yeah. You preaching to me right now. Keep going.
You know, he's mine. And so we did whatever we wanted to do. Even when it hurt me, we did it, you know? And so all the time it wasn't always nice. The way we verbalized with each other, we interacted with each other. But that was my first love.
It was a little toxic.
It was toxic.
Gotcha.
Got a child from it. So now I'm fornicating, and now I'm an unwedded mother, filling a void until God said, "Come out of that."
Mm-hmm.
And it was hard, but I had to come up out of that.
Yeah, but you made it out.
I got out.
You got out.
Yeah.
Let me say this, y'all, real quick. You just really preached to me. I've been dealing with some stuff lately.
Okay.
You know what I mean? But the guy that you described is who I was. 100%. Now I'm only 5'10", but maybe I can grow one day. With the right shoes on, I might be 6 feet. I don't know. But I was that guy in high school, except I was a track star. I was really good at dance. I had a lot of attention always on me, but I would always choose the quiet girls.
Yeah.
The ones that don't, everybody don't want that girl, so I want that girl.
See?
And yo, if anybody that I used to date in high school is watching, I'm not trying to belittle you as a woman.
No.
But I just chose the good girls. I like the good girls. You ain't got to worry about that much with them, and they're not that experienced and stuff like that. And exactly what you just said made me really realize right now as a 36-year-old man that, dang, all they wanted was love.
That's it.
All they wanted was to not be pained. They wanted attention. They wanted to be noticed.
That's it.
They wanted to be pulled out of the shadows and brought into the light.
Come on.
So they feel like they can get that with this super popular guy that's the basketball star or whatnot. So I want to say to all of the young adults out there, the young boys, if you're going to get the girl, love her for reals.
That's right.
Love her for reals. Don't play with nobody's heart. That's not okay. Because you never know what they've been through. Prime example.
They don't.
You never know what they've been through. You never know what they're going through. But if you break her at a young age, ain't no telling where she gonna go to.
That's right.
Ain't no telling. So I just wanted to throw that out there. And let me say this. I want to get more into the book.
Come on.
In your book, you mentioned this is after the childhood and the kids and everything. This particular part of your book it made me feel real good, and I wanted to ask you about it. Okay. You said that you mentioned how you fell into your sister's arms, and you asked her, sister, do you think? You asked something like, can a woman with 3 kids become a born-again virgin?
That's right.
What were you going through at that moment when you just had to when she embraced you? Like, ooh, I gotta know that feeling.
I feel it now. Let me tell you. At the time, I was going through a divorce. Hear this. My children's father, great guy to his children, now really good friends. Apart, we became really good friends, and we take care of our children really good. So let me give him his props too. We take
Nice.
care of our children really, really well together now. But we could not get along. We grew apart. And that happens when you're not with who God created for you. I don't care how you try to hold it, it's going to eventually fall apart. Or you're going to always be miserable when you don't have the strength to come out of it, because you know that you're in something, but you know you shouldn't be there. So really, you're hurting yourself and you're hurting that individual, because they should be able to fly free and go be who God created for them. So we decided to split. I moved to Tennessee at the time. I moved to Madison, Tennessee with my brother-in-law and my twin sister, Tiffany.
Okay.
During that time of the separation from my then husband, I was a very vulnerable woman. Let me tell you. I said, well, I'm out of here. I had been married 10 years. Let me go test the water. Let me help somebody. Let me go test. Well, I've been locked up for 10 years.
Right. We're going to get my feet wet real quick.
Let me see. Let me tell the truth, you know? Let me see what's out here for me. And I messed up. What I mean by that, committed adultery. Me. Good twin committed adultery. Something I said I would never do. I did it. And in doing so, the person I was involved with was a nice dude. But it was wrong.
But it was still wrong.
It was still wrong. And I had went to work. I had been reading my my Bible, because that was my pastime. My sister was telling me, she said, you get in here, you read, you study, and I'm going to take you to church. And she had been doing that.
Okay.
Well, so you need accountability. You need
accountability partner.
You do.
I got one of them for the gym.
You need accountability.
Got you.
That's not going to be in with you. They're going to tell you the truth. And if it hurts you, it's to help heal you. It hurt to heal. When I tell you, I came home from work, I was just feeling heavy. Feeling heavy. Like, how did I get in this situation? Why did my life turn like this? I'm a good girl. What happened? This is me having a conversation all the way home from work. My commute was like 45 minutes, so I had enough time to talk.
Oh, you had plenty of time.
And then think about it, here in Nashville area, the traffic was bad. So I had some more minutes, right? So the Lord, the Holy Spirit was just really getting me together, which I'm so grateful. I get home. My children, my sister had already fed my children. They were happy to see their mother coming in. I looked at my sister with my nurse bag in my hand. Holy Spirit said, do not contaminate me any longer. I stopped saying to myself, what? But the roaring that was on the inside of me, I knew he was serious. He said, stop now, or I'm going to turn you over. Even in my crazy self, I knew I needed a savior, and I could not do it without God. I looked at my sister. She knew something was going on with me. I guess I had a different look or something. I looked at her. I said, I can't do it no more. I said, can a woman with 3 children be a virgin again? I said, I can't do it no more. I can't do it no more. And at that moment, my sister came and embraced me. I don't know how long I was crying and holding on to her legs, but I was on my knees crying out for help. And I thank God that he had her available in that season of my life, and even now, to help me. When I tell you that was the roughest part of my life, Soul ties had me. I was like a woman on crack, and I never been on crack. I just hear the stories. Never had any type of substance in my life.
Explain to them what a soul tie is.
A soul tie is it's like a bond that you think about it. Just say you, me, we get together, become intimate, because you get soul ties so many different ways, but sexually, get soul ties. I become so connected to you, you connect to me, and it's like something has been rooted up in the inside of me. You rooted up, and everybody you got with too, because you haven't went through your purging season. If that makes sense. You went with you've been with 5 people, and they got 10. Guess what?
Then I'm rooted with them too.
I might have 100 folks that I got with you, plus the people that's rolling with me too, from the folks that I was with. So you got so much stuff. You get what I'm saying? So you are emotionally tied with that person. You are just spiritually tied with that person. You start mimicking. If they depressed, you getting depressed. Suicide thoughts, all kind of stuff happen. I remember going through a spell. I was getting lazy, and I'm always ready to get up and move.
Right.
Guess what? It was from one of them demons I had gotten in contact with, you know? And so it is so important. I always tell people, it's 25 cents. I'm a teacher, so I like to break it down.
Teach on.
25 cents, when you have a quarter, seems like it's one thing you come in contact with. But think about the value. It takes 25 pennies to make up that quarter. So when that one person come in front of you, don't look at it at face value. It might be 24 of them stacked up right there ready for you. And you don't want that. Okay? That's why we have to be right and do what's right. That's my call to everybody watching and whoever they'll share this with. Be found right. Living a little bit better than you did on yesterday. Yes. Do better than you did yesterday.
Be better than yesterday, y'all.
Is it going to stop immediately? Sometimes it does, but sometimes it don't. So you work at that thing. You had sex 10 times yesterday. Guess what? I'm not giving you the free card to do it, but you're going to get better. It's going to come better because you are determined to do it. You have to have a determined mind to do it. And truly ask God, create in me a clean heart, renew the right spirit within me. And you got to give me the mind of Christ. Write it on your mirror. I wrote it on my mirror. Because you need the Holy Spirit to help you. It's nothing to do in and of yourself. I'm telling you from experience for me. Somebody probably said they got over it in one day. I didn't. But I thank God for my accountability. When I wanted to call that filler that I listed in the book, I had to call my sister. It was that serious. 2 or 3 o'clock in the morning, I'm getting those urges. She said, call me. I had to call her, and she was in the next room. That was just that serious because I was staying with her.
That takes some strength.
It took strength, but it took time to be with me. And you need those prayer warriors. You need your people. You need support. You don't need nobody telling you, room you on to do wrong. You need somebody in your circle that's going to tell you the unadulterated word of God, the truth. And if it make you want to fight, then fight them demons, because that's what's raising up in you.
Preach, sister.
Fight the demons, because the spirit ain't fighting like that, especially if it's something good. It's them demons that want to fight against what's right.
Right.
So back to Tiffany, she really did. She got in the gutter with me.
What did she say when you asked her that?
She said, she looked at me, she grabbed my hand. And like I said, I was on my knees, so she put her hand on my head. She said, Tiffany, it can be done. It's going to take some hard work, but you can do it. And you will do it. And she did it. She would pray with me, mighty warrior. She would pray with me. It had got so bad when I was going through that. Lord Jesus, and my voice just cracked. But
it's okay.
When I was going through that, she would bathe me. Because I got so weak. Like somebody going through withdrawals of sex.
I know the feeling, girl. Let me tell you. I know the feeling.
Like I was on something and I was.
Yeah, it's definitely a drug.
It was a drug. And so I thank God that she stepped up and she had me covered. She had me in church 24/7. She had me around some strong sisters in the faith. And you see a renewed Tiffany right now.
That's beautiful.
So you need your accountable source.
Yo, big shout out to the twin Tiffany, yo. Yes. That's so amazing. I really wish I had that kind of relationship with my siblings, to be honest with you. Yes. But the fact that you had it is amazing. Tiffany, you the bomb. You the bomb. Let me tell you, preaching to me right now. You preaching to me. God to do it for you though. He puts people in the right situations at the right times, so that you can understand.
Oh yeah.
You know, so that you can learn.
Yes.
And help you break free of whatever is holding you. You know, that's the truth. So I gotta ask you.
Okay.
After having this breakthrough, which is absolutely wonderful, what actually gave you the strength to even be able to publish this book? Like, this is like all of your skeletons in it. That's hard for me.
Yeah. At first, self got in the way and was like, you don't need to tell everybody that. What they gonna think about you.
That's my fear.
I did this right here. Holy Spirit said, real, you worried about the people? You worried about the people. I'm the one you need to worry about. Do what I say. The people don't have no heaven or hell to put you in.
True.
Get outside of self. Do you not know how many people out there waiting to hear you? How many people waiting on your voice, on that book, on that song to be published through you? Somebody is assigned to you. And when you're not operating correctly and not adhering to what God is telling you to do, you're really derailing somebody off of being delivered. And then think about it. He had me to think about, the Holy Spirit had me to think about, see how you was feeling? Do you want somebody else to feel like that? You get the opportunity to save, to partner with me to save somebody. We get the opportunity to partner with God to set the captives free. Think about it. Tiffany helped you. Tiffany Bruckner helped you. That's one of my other friends that I used to run away from her Facebook post because she was telling the truth.
I done did that before.
If it was a post that said, "Be ye free, come out," I was hurrying up, passing it by real quick. Know why? Because it was convicting me. So he had people in place. And so he said, you're that person that somebody is waiting on that you need to help bridge them over that troubled water. And when I sat there, I prayed, I talked to my king, I talked to Tiffany and some more people that I trust. They said, go forth. Go forth. You got a God to glorify. You got a God to exalt. And I have to do it.
Go ahead and you doing it, and we so proud of you. So tell me about the king. I want to know about the husband.
Let me tell you.
I have to know. I used, when we talked backstage, and I've been with somebody that they're not they're not our age group, and but they've been through it. They almost to the T, literally. And it took a lot for me to understand, to be aware, but I had to be patient. But at the same time, I had to be courageous for the both of us.
Yes.
In order to help her get through the trials and tribulation of what she had been through. So, how much help was he when it came to this process for you?
Let me tell you, this guy, my king, my chocolate drop, as I call him.
Okay.
When I tell you, he's quite the man. Before I met him, I got to tell you this so it could kind of bring you up to who he is.
Yeah, let me know.
Before I met him, I was having visions, and don't let it scare you. I was having visions of a dark-skinned man, but I would never be afforded to see his face.
Okay.
I was able to see his backside, and I knew that he would be a darker tone guy. Well, let me tell you about God. He put a scent under my nose before I even met my husband. Let me tell you, this is true. Tiffany is on here. She could tell you. She could vouch for me. To the point where I would like smell my clothes. Like, what is this smell? It wasn't an ugly smell. And so that went on for months. And I said, what is really going on, you know? And to the point where I would try to put lotion under my nose to get rid of the scent, and it wouldn't go away. And I used to tell her about it, and we laughed. And so she made the statement. She said, well, maybe your king right up under your nose. And we left us all, because I wasn't even thinking about nobody then. You know, I'm being cleansed and got out this marriage, and I'm just focused on God, my children, and working. That was my thing. And so later on, when I was working, and I ended up taking care of my mother-in-law. Here it is. I always told God this go around, I want to be busy doing what he created me to do. And I have compassion for people, so he have me in the arena of healthcare. I am a nurse. Okay. And so that's one of my many gifts. And so
go ahead.
I met Miss Lovey Blackmon. That is my mother-in-law's name. And we clicked from day one. Way before I met my now husband. I was taking care of this lady. She was sick, but I took care of her. I loved on her and made sure she was okay. And we got this bond. Well, one day I went on a day that I was not scheduled to work. And this dark-skinned guy come in the job. Busy working.
Did he smell like the scent?
Watch this. He ended up passing. He ended up coming to the nursing station, and our eyes kind of locked, and the Holy Ghost on the inside of me kind of raised up. And when you talk to him, it did the same thing. And when you get to talking to him, because I don't want to take up too much of the time, but when you talk to him later, once we start communicating, he had been celibate for 5 years. He had custody of his daughter, which is the same age as my twin. So now they're triplets, being raised like triplets. So it wasn't no inconvenience there. But God did a thing. God hooked me up and fixed me up with my king, my created one that he created just for me, and had him here in Tennessee waiting on his wife. He was in the waiting, crying out to God like, where is she? And he was like, I'm going to get on her. She's somewhere.
Here she is.
And here I go. Here I go. And the cool thing about it, his mom said, go out there and talk to her. She's a nice girl now. Mom trying to hook us up.
Yeah, you know it's real when it's that deep.
Because mama don't try to hook you up with nobody, right? But King, I'm already a whole woman, but he come on and put the icing on the cake. He keep me smiling. He's the support that I always long for. He support me in everything that I do because he believes the God in me. He said, if God told you to do it, who am I to intervene? Who am I to try to get in between what you and God got going on?
Right.
He's that type of fella. He welcomed my children with open arms, just like I have with his children. And we do well together. Actually, I could not even imagine life without him. I couldn't.
That's beautiful. That's beautiful.
He's wonderful to me.
Yeah, that's awesome. That's awesome. And I definitely want to. I'm gonna definitely have to link up with y'all one day and meet him.
Oh, come on.
Yeah, most definitely. So I'm sure at this point everybody wondering like, all right, where can I get this book at? I need this book because they need to know all the details. So where can they find Sexual Healing?
Well, they can look on Facebook, go to Zoe Life CCP. That is my publisher, the best ever. Zoe Life CCP. That's the best publisher around. I'm telling you. If you're trying to get a baby birth by way of your literary, contact Zoe. I'm telling you, Zoe Davis. Look her up. Look at her work. She's wonderful. And you can also go to www.witnesslegend.com/sexual healing.
Cool. Y'all make sure y'all go and purchase this book, y'all. I read it. Now, reading it was one thing. I read the whole book twice at that, just to let you know that. But it wasn't. I'm not saying it didn't give me the conviction that I needed. Yeah. I'm just I need to hear it. You know, I need to ask questions. So after doing that, now I'm convicted. I'm like, okay, I see what's going on here. I see what's going on. Let me just say this though. You're a beautiful spirit, Queen.
Thank you.
I can feel it. I can feel the energy. It's amazing. And your husband, big shout out to your husband,
yes.
Mr. Blackmon.
Yes.
He thank you for being here with this woman. Thank you for showing up when God told you to be there.
Yes.
That's real strength. That's real power. You know, that's the kind of power I want in my life.
Yes.
That's the kind of strength I would like to provide to people.
Mm-hmm.
That's pretty amazing. But the way that we end the show, of course, is I need one piece of advice. And for this particular topic, I know people that's been through what you've been through. I need you to speak to these women. What's one piece of advice that you could give to a woman that has played hide and seek or any other form of anything in life and experienced the that unlawful entry?
What I would tell to those queens, kings too, because they've been touched.
Yeah.
I would say you're not alone. I would say pray. And God will lead you to someone or someone to you where you can release and feel vulnerable enough to speak your truth. Until then, get your journal and write it out so you can release it. It's a lot to carry. And in order for you to start healing, you got to talk about it. You got to get it out. Even when it seems like no one is listening or they don't feel like it's true. It's your truth. And don't you lie about your truth. That's my advice. Get to you an accountability. It's someone out there that you can talk to. Go to some support groups. It's help out there for you. It's some help out there for you, and get to it.
Nice.
Contact me.
Yeah, contact her. You contact her. I was gonna say no. This one, contact her. Y'all know how I like to end it. You know what I mean. First of all, let me say thank you for being on the episode.
My pleasure.
I'm glad we were able to spread awareness, get your truth out. Make sure y'all go purchase her book. Let me tell you, I just want to say this before we get off. I normally go for an hour, but I gotta say this, so it's gonna go a little bit over. But I've been on so many different ends of all the story that you just told. Let me say that.
Okay.
I am in the middle of writing my book, 47 Nights.
Okay.
I'm sorry, 47 Deaths. I don't know what I'm talking about. Okay. 47 Deaths. So y'all be on the lookout for that. But this is probably the most that I didn't talk on any interview.
Wow.
Not because I didn't want to, but he told me to be quiet and just listen.
Wow.
I'm going through something right now. Okay. Everybody do. I'm not ashamed about it. I ain't gonna voice everything about what it is, you know. But I needed to hear a lot of the things that you said, so thank you.
Praise God. Yeah,
so thank you. It made me realize a lot. I ain't always been, the super motivational person. I had a moment in my life where I was real selfish.
Come on.
Not selfish because I was being selfish for me. I was just being selfish.
Okay.
I was breaking hearts.
Come on.
I was breaking hearts. I ain't even gonna lie. I was breaking hearts for reals.
Come on.
So to everybody who heart I ever broke, I'm sorry. Yeah. I apologize. I was just going through something. And I'm working on it. Yeah. And I say that because anybody else that's out there and you out here doing negative, putting bad vibes in the world, your time ain't up. No. There's still enough time to fix it, to correct it, to make it better. Hands down, man. And I just wanted y'all to know that. Yeah. Oh, you want to say something? Go ahead.
I said today is a good day.
Oh yeah, today is definitely a good day. And you said something that I really like, but I'm gonna end it like this. I end it always the same way. But you already put my hashtag out there into the world, and I love it. So number one, I want y'all to smile, laugh, and definitely motivate. Number two, inspire one to inspire all. And last but not least, y'all know how I do it. Let's hit it. Y'all heard it right. Be better than yesterday, y'all. And just be your best self. We love y'all. Go.